The Bitcoin prices are going to new heights. Stay till the end to know more. Hey students, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the most recent price predictions of Bitcoin. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications to keep up with our content. Alright then, let's dive in. Among various assets, Bitcoin has had one of the more volatile trading histories. The cryptocurrency's first value increase happened in 2010 when the value of a single Bitcoin jumped from around $0.0008 to $0.08. It has gone through many rallies and crashes since then. The price changes for Bitcoin alternately indicate investor enthusiasm and dissatisfaction with its promise. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's founder, designed it for use as a medium for daily transactions and a way to get rid of the traditional banking infrastructure after the 2008 financial collapse. Though crypto has yet to gain mainstream traction as a currency, it has begun to pick up steam through a different narrative, which is as a reserve of value and a hedge against inflation. For most of the time, Bitcoin investors have had a bumpy ride in the past 13 years. Apart from daily volatility, in which double-digit spikes and dips of its price are not uncommon, they have had to face multiple problems plaguing its ecosystem, from multiple scams and fraudsters to an absence of regulation that further feeds into its volatility. In spite of all this, there are times when the crypto's price changes have outpaced even their usual volatile swings, resulting in huge price bubbles. The first such case happened in 2011. Bitcoin's price went from $1 in April of that year to a peak of $32 in June, which was a hike of 3,200% within 3 months. That steep increase was followed by a sharper recession in crypto markets, and Bitcoin's price got down at $2 in November 2011. There was a marginal improvement the next year, and the price had risen from $4.80 in May to $13.20 by August 15. 2013 seemed to be a decisive year for Bitcoin's price as the digital currency started the year trading at $13.40 and underwent 2 price bubbles in the same year. The first of these happened when the price went up to $220 by the beginning of April 2013. That quick increase was followed by an equally quick deceleration in its price, and the cryptocurrency was changing hands at $70 in mid-April. Another rally and a related crash happened toward the end of that year. In early October, the cryptocurrency was trading at $123.20. By December, it had hiked to $1,156.10, but it plunged to around $760 3 days later. Those quick changes showed the start of a multi-year slump in Bitcoin's price, and it hit a low of $315 at the beginning of 2015. The fifth price bubble happened in 2017. The cryptocurrency was moving around the $1,000 price level at the beginning of that year. After a period of short decline in the first 2 months, the price indicated a remarkable ascent from $975.70 on March 25 to $20,089 on December 17. Repeating history, Bitcoin's price moved sideways for the next 2 years. In between, there were indications of life. For instance, there was a resurgence in price and trading volume in June 2019, and the price crossed $10,000, bringing hopes of another rally. But it fell to $7,112.73 by December of the same year. It was not until 2020, when the economy shut down due to the pandemic, that Bitcoin's price came back into activity once again. The coin started the year at $7,200. The pandemic shutdown and later government policy fed into investors' fears about the global economy and accelerated Bitcoin's rise. At close on November 23, Bitcoin was trading for $18,353. The pandemic pushed down much of the stock market in March, but the subsequent stimulus checks of up to $1,200 could have had a direct impact on the markets. Upon the release of those checks, the whole stock market, including cryptocurrency, saw a huge bounce back from March lows and continued past their previous all-time highs. These checks later showed concerns over inflation and a potentially weakened purchasing power of the US dollar. Money printing by governments helped to bolster the narrative of Bitcoin as a reserve of value, as its supply is capped at 21 million. This narrative began to draw interest among institutions instead of just retail investors, who were majorly responsible for the hike in price in 2017. Continued institutional interest in the coin further pushed its price upward. and Bitcoin's price reached just under $24,000 in December 2020 for an increase of 224% from the beginning of that year. It took less than a month for Bitcoin to break its previous price record and surpass $40,000 in January 2021. Bitcoin gradually reached a peak of more than $64,000 on April 14, 2021. It has since fallen and is trading above $40,000 once again. As per experts and analysts for Bitcoin price prediction, the BTC price will touch a new high above $1 million soon. The price has been constantly moving up after the pandemic, and in spite of the escalation in its value, analysts are carefully looking at the cryptocurrency's movement. The king of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has more than doubled its price this year. Governments across the world are taking measures to restore the economies, and it is said to have a great impact on Bitcoin too. This should make Bitcoin an active and safe investment for investors and crypto experts. According to CNBC International, some crypto experts say it's dependent on the unprecedented wave of stimulus from governments and central banks around the world aimed at tackling the coronavirus crisis. Such measures, according to them, devalue fiat currencies, making Bitcoin an attractive alternative. The pandemic, which was a curse for fiat, turned out to be a blessing for Bitcoin in this year 2020. Bitcoin started attracting investors mainly due to so many rises and falls seen abruptly. With pandemic leaving no hopes of financial development and recession right in the corner, massive job losses being reported worldwide. Surprisingly, the Hope Index of investors gave a highly bullish nudge to Bitcoin, and ownership of the currency rose hugely. It started being seen as a coveted digital asset, and this was when it was even compared with gold. Many countries like Venezuela, Malta, etc. began to include cryptocurrencies in their monetary system, and UNO even documented the movement of this crypto trend in their white paper considering the DeFi sector advantages. Realizing and appreciating the value of this digital asset, it has been highly recommended for long-term beneficial investment by experts and institutional investors. Global government monetary stimulus packages and near-zero interest rates are now contributing to the deterioration of the scarcity of fiat currencies. The price upward trend has been predicted purely on the features of Bitcoin, which are security and reliability. An influence on prices for this currency can be viewed based on the inflow of funds by institutional investors in the long term. In light of the pandemic and uncertainty prevailing around it, the cash sector has taken a major hit, taking the deficit of nations to a greater level even for developed countries like the USA. According to mutual fund legend and chief investment officer of Miller Value Partners, Bill Miller, Bitcoin supply is growing around 2.5% a year, and the demand is growing faster than that. Estimation from Bloomberg Intelligence shows Bitcoin forecast for the year 2025 at $100,000 as most measures of demand and adoption support an upward movement for BTC. According to Trading Beast's BTC price prediction, it is likely to cross $70,797 by the end of 2021 and will trade in the range of $48,000 to $56,000 with the minimum and maximum BTC price respectively in the year 2021. According to experts, the technical indicators of the king of cryptocurrency also reflect the possibility of continual bullish rally. Bitcoin price forecast for the year 2022 is estimated at $87,500 by Trading Beast, given all other factors being stable and no urgent situation will change. Bitcoin price is likely to exchange around $60,000 and $70,000 for a minimum price and maximum price respectively in the year 2022. As per our Bitcoin price prediction for 2023, its price will cross the bar of $96,000 and hold the market with a steady position. The lowest Bitcoin price will be around $65,000, and the highest price will be above $82,000 in the year 2023. The coin might start the year 2024 with an average price of $104,000 and can trade with a minimum price of $70,000 and a maximum of $100,000 in 2024. Bitcoin price prediction 2025 looks to be the year of the bull, with Bitcoin at an all-time high of $100,000 to as much as $400,000, and it could be the year for Bitcoin. It is highly likely that Bitcoin will double in value, but it is also possible it may not. This is major for the reason that it is not supported by any specific regulatory authority or regime. Some could have made tens and thousands of dollars in Bitcoin after an early $100 investment. But when the recent chart started to look a lot like a stock market bubble, many people pulled out their money and left. With that being said, we would want you to know that the crypto market is highly volatile and it is always advised to do your own research before investing into anything, let alone crypto. We did not provide financial advice and this video is purely for informational and entertainment purposes. With that, we're at the end of the video. Would you invest in Bitcoin or are you already a BTC holder? And what's your take on all the above discussed predictions? Will BTC again make a massive number of investors halt and come stoop in front of it? Comment your thoughts down below because we would love to know from you. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button and stay tuned for more videos. See you soon. Until then, bye!